he has like separation anxiety because basically he went to work on Tuesday and never went home again for 14 years or 12 years, or 12 years, 12 years, 12 years.
Hello, welcome to That CMS Guy. We're talking to Peter. We met at the Falsley Tuesday, which was in September time?
Yeah.
And what led you there?
I think about 2013, whilst I was serving this prison sentence, I contacted FASO, which is a false allegations support organisation.
Yeah.
When I got out, I joined Twitter, went on the false allegation pages and stuff, and started putting myself out there. And then it started popping up, we've got a false allegation day. And we were supposed to go the year before, but unfortunately her Madge left us.
Yeah.
So that got cancelled. So we sort of, when's the next one? And we've been keeping on checking out.
Right.
And then obviously when it came up, it's just like, right, and we got up there and it was a lovely day. We enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, well.
We did obviously we met yourselves, we met some other people. I got to meet Margaret again. She was absolutely
wonderful,
ecstatic and over the moon because I think she'd thought I'd fell off the planet or something. But yeah, so that's basically how we ended up there.
You're there for a reason. It's obviously very important to you. So now tell us a little bit about, what happened to you.
I suppose really we need to start from the beginning of everything.
Yeah.
I got together with a woman that had a child. In 1999. At the end of that year, she moved in. I don't remember having that discussion, but her father made her redundant. She couldn't keep her house, and he was like, "Oh, we spoke about this," and she moved in. I was like, "Oh, okay." The child was a small 4 or 5 year old girl who was not the best behaved on the planet.
What do you mean, not the best behaved?
Disruptive, rude, would deliberately break things, would kick the cats, right on the walls and blame the cats, pick her nose, wipe it on the walls, blame the cats.
Right. So was there any kind of diagnosis for her?
No, there was no diagnosis or anything. It was just because my in-laws, as they turned into be, were sort of, they ran the family. You did what they said, or you were outside of the circle.
Right.
I was never in the circle,
right,
which I'm kind of pleased about. But as far as they were concerned, she could do whatever she wanted. She was just finding her feet.
So there was no boundaries for her?
No boundaries at all.
How did you navigate that?
With great difficulty, I think. I'll probably say I am quite a disciplined person. I do have a little bit of OCD, so I'm a little bit of a neat freak.
Yeah.
So things go back where they came from.
Yeah.
Not like here where they just get left randomly anywhere.
Yeah. You're a mechanic, aren't you?
I am, yes. I had my toolbox. I spent far too much money on my tools. I had all the special drawer liners made, so everything had its little spot and it was foam, so it would rattle around in there. Yeah, I 45 grand's worth in total, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you have your own business at this time then?
No, I worked for a dealership network.
Yeah.
At that point, it was for an MG Rover dealer. And when they shut that side down, I went to the Land Rover side of the business because it's all the same knowledge, the same technology, and so on. And then from there, when we had a slight disagreement between myself and one of the management.
What was this disagreement about?
I found out he was having an affair,
right,
and basically called him on it. And then miraculously, I was dismissed for doing private.
Dismissed for calling him out on?
No, I was dismissed for doing private work on my own car. Yeah. It was clearly a manufactured thing, because the day before the tribunal was to happen, they paid me £15,500
Right.
to stop it going into court.
Right.
Which was great, because at that time we just started to sort of get together everything to set up a business of our own.
Yeah.
With support from my father-in-law, but that's because he had stopped us going to Canada. In 2003, I was
He stopped you from going to Canada with your wife at the time.
Yeah.
Why were you going to go to Canada?
I got offered 2 jobs out there for Land Rover,
Oh, right.
and they were going to pay me 6-figure salary, give me a company car,
Nice.
all the rest of it.
So you're all set to go to Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Found the property out there, got everything lined up.
I'd spoken with a friend of mine that worked at Land Rover in their technical department, and he arranged for Land Rover to, essentially, if we were going to go, they were going to pay my moving costs, because I was that well regarded, I guess.
Yeah.
Within weeks, they were offering me a job in Land Rover in this country.
Right.
But it would have meant moving to Coventry. Not too much of an issue.
Yeah.
Father-in-law once again got involved. Threats were made, and we didn't go. I didn't take the job.
Threats were made.
Yeah. I was going to lose a kneecap. He tried to pay me to leave my wife.
So let's linger on that a bit. What do you mean threats, and why was he threatening you? And
Because he wasn't in control.
what, he wasn't in control.
Yeah.
In control of why exactly?
Me, because I've got my own mind.
Yeah. So you're in this marriage, and it's a marriage that you're seeing that is very very organised by a figure who seems to be in control of the family. You're obviously trying to do your best to provide for the family. You're doing very well in terms of Land Rover offering you different opportunities abroad, but then he's threatening you. Can you talk about that a bit more?
Yeah, I mean, the threats were, I'll make sure that I go for custody of the grandchild, and, I'll disown her and disinherit her, and all of these sort of things. So he used the emotional blackmail of his own daughter for her to then emotionally blackmail me not to take the job.
I don't really understand how we're talking about grandchildren and stuff. How are we getting there? How's he continue with all of that then?
He's turning around to his daughter and he's saying, I will go for custody of my own granddaughter if you go.
Right.
So, she's saying, well, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
He's saying, yes, but you're not going. And there's threats made. There's stuff that's been said that I don't know about.
Right.
I can guarantee that. And as I've explained to Justine, there were times I'd get home and he'd been round, and my wife standing there with bruises, and it's like, how'd you get that? I walked into the door. Then after a while, when you look at it, after the situation that had occurred for me,
yeah,
you suddenly realise, hang on, it's a bruise there. That's where you get held, and that's where your thumb's pushing in.
So you suggested that he was doing this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I have absolutely no doubt he's the person, probably he was my stepdaughter.
Right. So how long were you married to your ex?
10 years in total.
And when did you get married?
2001.
And when did it end?
2014, I think. So I'd actually been in custody for 4 years before my divorce came through.
Right. So talk to me about your relationship with your ex. How was that generally?
I think really it ended up just being sort of a marriage of convenience, if I'm honest with you. Right. She cooked, I provided the money. That's exactly how it felt. After I was removed from it all, obviously you sort of end up crashing a lot emotionally and physically.
Well, just because of the sheer nature of work, or?
No, because of the sheer nature of the fact that suddenly you've been arrested and put in prison for something you haven't done, and you know what weighs up and what weighs down.